What's up, family? This is your girl Stephanie, aka Edini Hostessopafai, and we're here to get the Egyptian card of the day. So let's see which Meh-Urt will come through for us on today. Ashe, Shakti, and Sekhem. Shakti and Sekhem were Kemet terms. All right. So in true form to the last reading, I feel like everything connects. There's always it's pretty much kind of like an extended or an extension to the energy that has just been shared. And so we have Ammit. Like I said, these are the people. These are the energies around you that are going crazy because you fully withdrawn your energy. Their ego is spiraling, breathing fire. They may be going double time because they're just going crazy. But the thing is, you're unbothered. Like, all you got to do is just focus on you. I think it's 209. So let's read about Ammit, A-M-M-I-T. Eater of the dead. That too. It says Ammit, the devourer, lives in Amenta, and her place is in the judgment hall by the sides of the scales where the hearts of the dead are weighed. Sometimes she is shown sitting at the feet of Meh-Urt as the goddess of divine law weighs the heart. In another papyrus, she crouches by the side of a lake in the center of the judgment hall. Okay, so I had a negative connotation with Ammit because she had that fire, but this is still a very strong, powerful energy. An energy that is located in the judgment hall. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take this type of fire, this type of energy, if we have people coming at us double time with the manipulation and with the bullshit. So Ammit is a powerful ally, I feel. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Like, I'm still getting familiar with these too, so we're learning together. I'm not going to delete this. The divinatory meaning is, it says great danger. I'm not fearing any of that because we're protected, we're covered. So we're not even finna fall into down that rabbit hole. But it says the integrity of the querent is being tried and courage is needed to overcome the adversity. And I was feeling that with the other reading too, that, there may be people around you, saying that you're going against the grain and trying to pit people against you because you're doing things differently. Like I said, the integrity of the querent is being tried and courage is needed to overcome adversity. So in the last reading, I gave, some things that you can kind of pay attention to so that your discernment can be on 10, so that your mind can be clear in the face of bullshit. It says that this monster has the body of a lion with the forequarters of a crocodile and the hindquarters of a hippopotamus. Creatures regarded by the Egyptians as being particularly destructive and having ferocious appetites. Gerald Massey describes her as the great directress of Amenti, half hippopotamus, half lion, who is portrayed in the scenes of Hades sitting at the fatal corner waiting wide-mouthed for souls of the dead, in a degraded form of the Great Mother. And it's so ironic, and I guess, but not really. Oh, come on. And below this is Netaneturu, which is the most high, the most powerful energy. We have Meh-Urt. It says that Ammit is a degraded form of the Great Mother. And Meh-Urt with the cow head, she's one of the forms of a not degraded, a natural, powerful, loving, nurturing form of the Great Mother. So we're going to read about her as well. It says her function is to devour those whose hearts have failed to balance the feather of Meh-Urt. And in the fourth hour of the night, the thick of darkness of the Duat is filled with the souls who have been consumed in the fire emitted from her mouth. However, if the deceased has committed no crime and has done no evil against the gods, they proclaim, the devourer Ammit shall not be permitted to prevail over him. So again, this is judgment. She could be, like I said, I feel like I was right when I was saying that she's a good ally to have. It has come to this point of judgment. You know what I'm saying? So she could be the one that the right energy to invoke in regards to people who trying to go double time with the manipulation, with the bullshit, because they are not walking in integrity. They can't be and let be. They're not treating people the way they want to be treated, with integrity. So these people are in great danger. They are in great danger. Bottom of the deck is Meh-Urt. Let's read about Meh-Urt. Nev, the house of Nev. Meh-Urt 163, which is 10 endings, new beginnings. A new beginning, 163, fresh start. Mighty fullness, period. Meh-Urt represents the energy of mighty fullness. It says, throughout the dynasties of ancient Egypt, the cow was regarded as a sacred animal and identified with three goddesses in particular: Het-Hert, H-E-T-H-E-R-T, Meh-Urt, which is what we have here, M-E-H-U-R-T, and Nut, N-U-T. It says the cow was the symbol of fertility and nourishment par excellence, and under the name of Meh-Urt represented the abundant and continuous source of matter available for impregnation. In the earliest times, she was a female personification of the watery mass that formed the substance of the world. As with Aset, Het-Hert, and Nut, she is a form of the primeval creative principle. And when she is shown in human form, she takes the image of a pregnant woman with full breasts ready to give milk, sometimes with the lotus flower twined around her scepter, the lotus from which the sun rose for the first time. She wears the menat of love and pleasure around her neck. You are a person of love and pleasure, of peace. And for these people to try to overcome you and to try to project onto you, it's just pure evil, and they will be judged. They will be judged. And they're about to meet Ammit. They're about to meet her. AKA karma. Perhaps. I'm just saying. It says, in this card, she appears as the great celestial cow, covered in stars, whose home is in the sky. In the rites of Asar, the god's body was laid in a wooden box in the form of a cow, so he would be reborn from the womb of the celestial cow. She gave nourishment to the dead in Amenta. And in the book of the dead, the deceased says, I behold Ra, who was born yesterday from the buttocks of the goddess Meh-Urt, the watery abyss of heaven, or the image of the eye of Ra, in the morning at his daily birth. Budge describes Meh-Urt in the book of dead, making the image of herself to place under the head of Ra while he is sitting in the evening. A similar cow amulet in petition is placed under the head of the deceased, saying, O Amen, O Amen, who art in heaven, turn thy face upon the dead body of thy son, and make him sound and strong in the underworld. Remember, the Kemetic way, the Egyptian theology, thousands of years before Christianity. So we can say, that this prayer sounds a lot like what's going on, or, a prayer that's in a Christian religion. Christianity is an infant when it comes to spirituality, or when it comes to just even, I think I said spirituality, but just the study of that's theology, the study of the divine. It's an infant. Introduced, 2,000, 3,000 years ago? I don't know. I'm horrible with dates. I barely can remember what happened yesterday. Okay? Or what day it was yesterday. What is today? I don't know. I was gonna say the 20th. It's the 21st. At least I was close. But for those who have passed on, if you want to say this prayer for them, and it's spelled like amen, Amen. Oh, amen, oh, amen. Who art in heaven, turn thy face upon the dead body of thy son, and make him strong and sound in the underworld. Or you can change it to her. Body of thy daughter, make her strong and sound in the underworld. It says, in the Duat, Meh-Urt was also linked with Ma'at. And Ma'at is judgment, is justice, kind of like, with the scales. The judgment of the dead in primitive times took place in the hall of Meh-Urt, and it is said that in those most ancient times, it was the body and not the soul that was judged by the Neteru. As the goddess gave birth to all living things, she presided over the judgment of the person's deeds after death, and she could renew the body and restore life through her magical powers. She was also linked with Tahuti and with the 7 forms of Meh-Urt. There were 7 wise ones of Meh-Urt, who together with Tahuti planned the world. These 7 wise ones were born from Meh-Urt, and coming from the primordial water, they took the form of 7 hawks. Ashe. That just spoke to me because hawks are my totem. Yeah, I love hawks. They always, literally. And that makes sense. The wise ones. Because I would tell everyone, I was like, every time if I'm outside, I would notice, if I'm talking some real spiritual stuff, some real, and I just happen to look up, there would be hawks flying in the sky. And I'm like, that's confirmation. That's confirmation. That's confirmation. And it has happened multiple times. Hell, I had one of my closest encounter with a hawk while I was doing a reading. I think it was a cancer read. I seen it across the way, and it was perched on this little bush on the other side of the water. It was low. Usually, you see hawks up high. It was low, like it wanted me to see it. I'm like, that's a big ass bird. I ain't never seen nothing like that. That has to be a hawk. So I get up to it and try to record it. My camera is whack because it was across the water, so it wasn't too far, but it was far enough. And the next thing you know, it flew. I just went back to my reading, and then it flew to a tree that was kind of right next to me. I was like, oh, that's a hawk. And I think I took a picture of it and recorded it. And it was there for a minute, and then it kind of swooped down. Not as low as I would wanted it to have flown, but it swooped down and it flew off. So that was amazing. That was very powerful. It was very majestic, to say the least. But sorry, I went on that little tangent about the hawks. But anyway, the 7 wise ones took the form of 7 hawks and flew upward into the sky. Together with Tahuti, they were concerned with writing, learning, and studying the sacred sciences. Every culture has a piece of the puzzle, piece of that sacred science puzzle. You may need to dabble here and there to be able to truly put the pieces together. I think there's an apataki, which is kind of like a story. That's what you call it in Ifa, like the stories that they tell, which would be equivalent to, what do they call it in Christianity? Not a parable, kind of equivalent to parables. The divinatory meaning of the great mother Meh-Urt, Mehurt, unlimited possibilities, a time for seeding plans. All possibilities are potential, but not yet realized. So plant those seeds of abundance. Feel the abundance, like the last reading kind of spoke about. And now you have 2 additional deities, actually Neteru, for this tradition, for this sacred science, for the Egyptian sacred science. I think I like that. Because I was like, spirituality, no. It's the Egyptian sacred science. We have a Hindu sacred science. I like that. I'm going to start using it. You have a Buddhist sacred science. But they all, at the end of the day, they all emerge from the Kemetic way. They all emerge from the, Ifa as well, which is another ancient African tradition or ancient African sacred science come through. And that's just the truth. It's just the truth. But anyway, so that is our Egyptian card for today. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to list the names in the title. I can figure that out once I get off of here. So, alright, that's what I have for you guys. I hope they helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I love you all. And until next time, peace.